Hello everybody, I'm Brett and welcome to Nightwood Guns. I know it's been a minute since I put out a video, but with the ammo shortage, I've been using it as an opportunity to explore additional hobbies in my life. But I wanted to shoot a quick video from my desk today because today marks 2 years since I decided to put a red dot on my concealed carry firearm and become proficient with it. Now in that 2 years, I have learned 3 extremely valuable lessons that have led me to believe that if you're a new shooter, or if you're used to iron sights, and you're considering switching over to a red dot or adopting a red dot on your concealed carry firearm, that you should probably just skip it altogether. It'll just end up being a waste of money, and it could actually hinder you in a self-defense situation. But before we get into those 3 valuable lessons that I learned, I want to give you an opportunity to support a pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, emerging author that is throwing his hat into the ring of the world of entertainment that is just rabidly full of anti-gun propaganda.
I hate guns.
And that's me. I'm proud to say that I finished my first fictional short novel, and it's called Armed Instinct. If you like my content and you'd like to support me, check out the links in the description below, buy my book, share it with your friends, and leave a supportive review. Now back to the content of the video. Now the first valuable lesson that I learned when putting a red dot on my concealed carry firearm is that you're not just putting a new cool piece of equipment on your gear. You are adopting an entirely new skill set. The vast majority of people out there, the first time they try a red dot on a pistol, it's usually a buddy's gun or a rental, or maybe they just invested in one because they want to give it a try, and they're on a static range with a paper target, and they find the dot, line it up, and pow, a bullet goes right where the dot is, and they're like, this is so cool, I would love to have this on my everyday carry. The problem is when you need to draw your gun in a hurry and find the dot right now, you don't have time to do that little looky-loo, circly-do trying to find your dot. You need that dot now, and that's where the new skill set comes in. So if you are not willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort, or the money to learn that new skill set of finding the dot out of the holster right now, on repeat, on command every time, then a red dot on a pistol is not for you. It's not a magic little laser beam you're going to put on your gun and it's just magically going to make you a better shooter in a defensive application. The second valuable lesson that I learned is that you need to maintain the dot under recoil. Now, when you're used to shooting with iron sights, or even if you're a new shooter, when you put your iron sights out there and press the trigger, boom, that front sight will come up and you have a peripheral reference with the rear sight and the front sight. You have this overall awareness that it's easy to make that front sight fall back into the rear sight so you can get another follow-up shot. However, if you have a loosey-goosey grip on the gun and boom, that dot comes out of the window and you lose it, whoo boy, good luck finding it again in a hurry. Essentially, you need to grip the gun tightly enough that that dot either doesn't leave the window or has a repeatable recoil pattern where it is coming up and falling back down from 12 o'clock every single time. And the third valuable lesson that I learned, and this more applies towards people that are used to shooting iron sights all the time, when you learn to shoot on iron sights, you learn to focus on the front sight.
Diplomatic community.
With a red dot, it's completely different. You are on hard target focus. The best way to imagine it is that the target is your front sight and the dot is your rear sight. You have an awareness of the dot, but you are hard target focus. So this can be extremely jarring to someone who's shot iron sights their entire life. You need to learn to adopt a completely new skill set to use the dot well. Now, considering those 3 valuable lessons that I've learned, if you are willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort, and the money in learning how to use this new skill set with a dot, you will become better, faster, and more accurate at distance with the dot than you were ever able to be with iron sights. However, if you're willing to put in no effort, you kind of don't have the time, don't have the money, you just want to carry a firearm for self-defense, you're better off without the red dot because the iron sights are just so much easier. They're very caveman unga bunga. It's just so much easier to figure out with no training. Now, I don't just want to leave you with these potential problems without a solution. Modern Samurai Project is the tip of the spear when it comes to red dot out of the holster for defensive usage. I highly recommend seeking out information. He has put a lot of free information out there. James Yeager just did a class with him, so James Yeager just put out a lot of free information from his class. And John Correa of Active Self-Protection on the Extra channel has put out a lot of free information. And of course, Jerry Michalik is always an amazing resource. He puts out so much free information on YouTube. So if you're resourceful and you're a good self-teacher, you can learn this skill set on your own if you're willing to put in the time. If not, I highly recommend taking a class with Modern Samurai Project and learning how to use it properly with excellent instruction. It will turn you into a beast with a red dot. Otherwise, just stick with iron sights. If you enjoyed this content, I'm a very small channel. Every subscription means a lot to me. Please join my community and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my new book. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.